interact with people that we had in our group.
Yeah.
But it didn't go to plan. So.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, we're gonna watch it on this one. Or you can record on one.
You gonna watch it for that? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recording. So.
What? Is this right? Oh, are we sure? But breaking news. The viral disease consumes death toll at an all-time high within this country after killing 30 million people in the last 3 months. Young adults aged 15 to 25 are said to be most at risk, so we advise these people to take all necessary precautions to keep safe. The loss of so many people in such a short period of time has had drastic effects on society, with a rapid decline in social and economic growth and development. There is a drug which is still in its developmental stages, and we hope to have more information in the upcoming days. Please, please, stay safe, stay at home. I have been Aogiwe Kubu. Goodbye.
The year is 2065. In a world destroyed by disease. The cure to life itself. The debate of a lifetime. Three people, one question. If you had the world in your hands, would you save it?
Cool. So, do you reckon, what would you have done if you had more time and more access? What would have been the next thing you shot?
We would have stuck with the original plan, right?
Yeah.
Getting the actors, casting members, the script in place, and recording the actual short movie.
Okay, so you wouldn't have still tried to make a trailer?
No, we were not originally going for a trailer. We were actually going for a short movie. But we had to go for a trailer due to lack of time.
Yeah. Did you have a script for the short movie?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's also quite a lot to take on, I guess, to try and get this kind of global sense that there's a virus happening in like a, I don't know, how long do you reckon the film would have been?
Like 3 or 4 minutes? Right. No, wait,
I thought it was maybe like 5 to 7 because we had the first part where she was like on her computer.
so yeah,
Yeah,
maybe like
'cause we had
5 minutes.
an intro, like a scene, then we wanted to make an intro sequence out of
Yeah.
archive footage, didn't we? And then we had the actual story, then credits, so it would be about 5 minutes.
Okay, cool. And then what was the plot originally? Would they interact with each other? We'd see these people kind of separately having their own experiences with this virus and
Yeah, kind of. It would probably go through the work that each person went to in their own plot, so they have their own backstories, and then
Yeah.
it will be their moral dilemma with each other, and them arguing about their point of views.
okay.
The AO summed it up quite well first of all, that rather than this be a kind of zombie movie or, you know, a virus movie, it
Yeah.
was about the moment that the cure was found
Yeah.
and the battle between the thoughts of the scientist, the big kind of money-grabbing CEO, and just a random cleaner who happened
Yeah.
to have some religious input into it. In a close proximity, those three people at that moment, you know, going from the joy of discovering it, but each of it having joy for different reasons, and then the conflict destroy
distributed.
the lab, kill themselves, and that's it. It's much safer to not allow mankind to spoil this, which was a kind of lovely concept, and I think more focus on that script before filming would have been suited. But again, I think you've made a good job of that trailer out of the footage that you had. There's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice B-roll on there,
Yeah,
really nice stuff.
yeah. Yeah, I think you're great as well at the beginning,
Thank you.
doing the listening for stuff coming in. It's all quite. The acting's great.
Thank you.
That all came about quite quick, didn't it? Because you didn't have a shirt
Yeah.
to wear that morning, and then suddenly you did have a shirt, and then it was filmed.
And we also had like 2 or 3 sessions where I had to memorize.
Yeah.
'Cause the-
Yeah. You're the worst person to work with when it comes to memorising lines.
I got it in the end.
Yeah.
Do you have an auto cue as well though?
We did, but it wasn't.
It made it less natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked like I was just staring straight into the camera and not using any emotion, so I
Yeah.
had to memorize it so I could use some emotion myself.
Yeah. Just kind of have it as like a prompt or something.
Yeah.
That'd be an interesting thing to talk about, because if you were doing it from the auto cue and you're talking about the end of the world, that would seem, the end of the world has happened, would seem really unnatural.
Yeah.
And then if you look at massive moments in like big breaking news, you can see that the presenter is different. You know, they have a different feel about them. So I think that's an interesting thing to pick out.
The advantage you had is that you are on the news broadcasting something, and someone has just handed you a piece of paper with the breaking news on it.
Mm.
You could actually read the script off of the piece of paper.
But
It says here.
Wasn't that in the original clip?
I think so, but we just went with the memorizing part.
Yeah. Who came up with the idea? How did you work together with coming up with the ideas and then like separating roles, or did you?
Oh, the original idea was just what we said before was the moral dilemma, and it was like a bit of everyone's story, right?
Yeah.
But there was a big part of our idea that we couldn't use, which was we was going to use colours and gels and lighting, which was Amy's idea, to like portray like emotions and how people are feeling. So if the cleaner just discovered the scientist just discovered the drug, it would be like green, I guess,
Yeah.
because he's like happy. But we couldn't do that. But yeah, that's pretty much. It was just a combination of all of our ideas.
Yeah. I think it doesn't, like with some of the other groups, they've had like varying levels of kind of ambition in terms of what's possible, and like, we were talking about, like, it sounds like you've just had difficulties with timing and availability and access, but it sounds like it all could have come together nicely. Yeah. And then during the filming of what you've got there, like, did you all take on different roles? Like, is anyone more like across the camera or sound or?
Kira and Lou done a lot of the filming, didn't they?
Yeah, they
And then
did
Chloe was
that.
on sound.
Or who?
Chloe.
Was it us, both, kind of? I was using sound for a bit.
Yeah, because you refused to hold the bin at first.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And Louis did a good voiceover.
Yeah, he was in here for hours.
Did you want to do it?
I wanted
I was actually saw the voice.
With that Hollywood voice.
this year.
Yeah.
But no, Louis really went for it. So
Yeah.
it's good.
How did you change his voice like that?
I don't know. It sounded like it was
I
him.
know, it sounds like there's effects on it.
Yeah.
Like, what's that guy from, so like Lethal Weapon or something? He does all the voices.
Harry, something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he did the voice for many, amazing voice.
Yeah. There's an actor in an old film who can basically change his voice to do, like, make it sounds like explosions or shots being fired or cats or anything, and he's all the way through the film he's just dropping in these really weird noises.
Oh, you're talking. Police Academy.
Police Academy,
Academy.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
watched that. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Cool.
What about, just quickly, what would you do if you were to do it again? What would you do differently?
Yeah, the
Get
cast at
actual
the start.
actors.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actual actors.
Did you have a plan B if a cast member said I can't come in? Did you go, all right, that's fine because I've got someone else?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of put ourselves in
So you were not initially going to be acting in it?
No.
No. Okay. But you did a good job.
Yeah.
Kind of still one of my
Obviously it's
the
cringy,
movie
but it's
that
fine.
you set out to do, because I think the concept of that was really good. And okay, outside of this grade, outside of this project, but I think somewhere between now and the end of the year, we should get a much tighter script, put in place a plan with actors, shooting schedules, and get that organisation right. It's not going to be that complicated to film it.
Yeah.
The
Don't-
sixth form
it's-
also won't be using the labs
Yeah.
while we're still here.
They
So-
will one.
No, because they finished before us.
They're doing
Yeah.
year 2. They start year 2 on the last time.
They do, yeah.
There might be more flexibility there, right?
Fast starts.
Might be worth having a
But
look.
yeah, again, I think with a little bit more time and planning, you were obsessed with it's got to be in the science lab.
Yeah.
It's got
Yeah.
to be there.
I was going to say that.
You know, you can put that wherever you want. Just more location scouting, backup plans, and just really, yeah, switch it on because I think there is a good film there.
I
There's a
think
really good film.
as long as you're wearing a white coat and you've got some goggles or glasses on and there's test tubes and
Yeah,
Bunsen
yeah,
burners, it doesn't need to be in a lab. So if you could get, and I mean, like you suggested maybe using cameras with like shallow focus. So the focus is more on like what your hands are doing maybe, and more stylistic stuff, and then you're not focused so much on what's
That's
in the
the you're so
background.
focused about you've got to go to the lab. At no point did you say to the science department, "Can we borrow some test tubes and go somewhere else and do it?" You know, there's loads of options.
Yeah.
It's a film that I still want made. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think it would be really good.
Yeah, I was thinking as well, like, it would be unusual to maybe have just the way that these characters are going to interact, like the cleaner, the CEO, and the scientist. I think maybe having the scientist and the CEO in the same room together, you'd imagine that kind of discussion, but maybe the cleaner could be overhearing, and if you've already told their backstory, then once there's a moment or like a break, then the cleaner could like accidentally like knock over the I mean, I don't want to turn it into a comedy, or maybe just steals it or something and like disposes of it in a different way.
Uses it on the floor in the mop.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want it to be almost like whack like comedy, because I think it could also be quite serious, but just a believable way that the characters like interact.
Originally, you had that with the initial sense of jubilation
Right.
was the scientist discovering it. Liquid turns green, really, really simple. And then you've mentioned about the CEO person was quite clearly monitoring their every move. And the moment that cure was found, they were out like a shot, money grabbing. It's like, hey, we've done it. So that jubilation between those two characters, first of all.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, cleaner in the background. And it was their interjection with a different sense of morality. Because they'd suffered loss, you had said.
Yeah.
Yeah, that they'd lost someone, and the idea the cure's too late for them. You know, we don't. The religious angle was that you didn't have the right to cure mankind. You know, only God had that power, and that was the kind of interjection and the first moment of. I think when you wrote the story, that was the first moment of contention, wasn't it? And the jubilation suddenly died down, and it was like, oh, hang on a minute, we've got something to think about morally and ethically here. And then it was just a kind of a free for all. There was two people, one person, and it kept swapping around. That was the really fun bit of the story.
I think when you come to like write if you're going to rewrite the script or like try and tighten it, trying to find a way to get all of that backstory in before all of these events unfold is going to be interesting. So maybe just using like imagery. So for example, the cleaner could be like nervously listening and playing with, I don't know, a cross or something on her necklace. You don't necessarily need to have like a do-do-do and like show their previous things. Everything can be done through imagery and
Originally
like,
it was like they'd have a locket with a picture of the person they lost inside of it.
Yeah.
And it would show that.
No, you'd said that actually at the end when the other two were arguing, that you'd mentioned that they were going to have a locket,
Yeah.
and while they were arguing, that was the kind of moment. Of,
Yeah.
Again, without script, dialogue, or narration, it was just like,
Yeah.
this person's realised these people don't belong.
Yeah.
Earn this.
just give your audience like a lot of credit that they'll pick up all those visual cues as well. So
I
you
guess
don't
no
necessarily need like sorry.
I was just going to say, I guess no one's going to have a cross on in a film unless it was important.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. It's not just going to be, oh, they just wear a cross because that's just what they have on that day. It's always going to mean something.
Yeah, but don't feel the need to kind of then hear their internal thoughts, being like, I really miss Johnny, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
get rid of this thing. Like you can see then their actions, and with acting or just like visual imagery, you can say a lot. But yeah, because if you're going to try and keep it down to a small time frame, then there's just different ways and tricks you can get around.
And even the name, the cleaner, you know, that they clean stuff up. Maybe you play along with that. You know, you didn't choose an accountant or a taxi driver. It's like the cleaner.
Or go the other way and turn it into a feature film, because I think
Yeah, I think
it could. It's got enough scope, and like you could make it huge.
Well, I'm not spending that amount of time. I'll make a short film with you. But,
Yeah. Well, see how the pitch.
Are we up for that? If we carry on between now and the end of the year, and we carry on and make it still,
I think that'd be great.
and we can get some of the rest of the team involved as well. I think there's a really strong story.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame just to go to end it when there's definitely more. I can see that.
Cool. Stop your recording. If you go to File, Export, Multitrack, Mixdown.